Hi everyone, it's Gagajoy again. Welcome to Gagajoy's Cooking. Today we're going to have stuffed pork chops with a dressing, and you fry them, put them in the oven, and then we're going to have a side dish. So it's going to be a very quick and delicious day. First of all, my dressing, I just get these box dressings. They're just like $1, and you've got all the bread you need in it and a lot of the flavoring. So I just got a cheap box of dressing, about $1. Into that I'm adding peppers, onions, and a little celery. You know, I cooked this in a little bit of butter, and I had the garlic. I guess I told you I had peppers, onions, and celery to add to this. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of chives. I'm adding a teaspoon of thyme and about a teaspoon of salt and rosemary. Should be about a teaspoon of rosemary. I love to smell rosemary. Okay, and of course a little bit of garlic. I just put my garlic in here and press it. Not always comes out, but this one particular one did. Now, to moisten it, I'm just going by package, butter and water. I added about a tablespoon of butter and about 2 tablespoons of water. May have to have a little bit more to moisten a little bit better, and I think I'm going to. Oh gosh, this smells so good. I love dressing, and I love to smell dressing just as good as I do turkeys or the meat you're making. Let me give a little bit more water here. Yeah, it's getting better. I'll put a little bit of olive oil in too. That can't hurt it, that's for sure. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty moist. Yeah. Well, the pork chops are about 1 inch thick, and I asked the butcher at Food City if he would cut them and split them open, and he did. Look how nice he did. So now we just have to stuff the pork chops. Okay. You know, if there's any dressing left over, it doesn't go to waste. I just put it in patties and put it in the oven with the pork chops. And we also have dressing left over. So that's how much we left dressing. I was going to put some sage in this one, but I think it's got sage in it, and my daughter says I use too much sage sometimes, so I just use my rosemary and thyme. Now I'm putting toothpicks in it. That just keeps it together. And I've got my skillet getting ready. Put enough to cover it. We just want a good sear on it. Then we'll put them in the oven and let them finish. Always too many or too little. This really does keep the stuff in there. Put a little bit more rosemary on in the skillet. I can never do that right. And when I turn them over, I'll give it to them again. Now I've got the oven preheated for 350, and we're going to cook them for, I guess 30 minutes, and then we'll check the temperature. And if it's okay, then we'll take them out. If not, we'll put them back in for a few minutes. Now I'm just going to try to get the top a little bit. And transfer it to our pan. Now, remember when I said when we take them out, we're putting them in a preheated oven, and we'll let it go for 30 minutes. Right, there have been 2 more. Now we'll put these in the oven. Set my timer for 30 minutes. Well, I thought since we had a little bit of good things left in the skillet, I'd make a little bit of gravy to go with it. And we'll put, I've got the oil in here, but add in that might put just a little bit more flour. Hey, my theory is if you can make gravy, do it. Like we like gravy with everything. This is just going to be a light gravy. just putting water in it. I'm not putting milk this time. Just a little bit more water. Okay. I'll set it up. I'm making a side dish of asparagus. We love asparagus, but it's so simple because you just do two things to it. I always take the bottom off. I just got through washing it, so I'm going to let it sit here and try to get a little bit of the water off. This is really ridiculous, but we love asparagus so much that sometimes I'll fix a pan of asparagus, and before we get to put it on the table, my son, my daughter, my husband used to we stood and put our salt on it and stand at the counter and eat all and eat it. Because it seems like when it's hot and fresh, it's just wonderful. I would love to go to a asparagus garden sometime. Okay, now we're going to put oil on it. Well, now I'm going to roll it in the olive oil. I'm going to put garlic powder on it because I'm going to put some salt on it too. And the pepper. And a little bit of Parmesan. I'm not real crazy about Parmesan, but it comes in handy sometimes. Okay, I've got the pork chops down here on 350, so I am going to wait till I get those out because this goes in the oven on 425. It's only in there for a few minutes, so that's it's made. I'm gonna set it aside. Okay, I think our pork chops are ready. And I'm going to put the asparagus into the oven now on 450. While we do this. Remember, when you're stuffing something, you really ought to test it. Go down to the middle of the stuffing. Well, it's supposed to be 145. It's about 160, so we got a good done. We'll go with that. so we know it is good and done. Well, I'm going to make just a little tiny bit of gravy, and I'm just going to drizzle a little off each one, and if anybody wants extra, there's extra. Now I'm getting my asparagus out of the oven. See how pretty it looks when you get it out of the oven? It's not that old dried stuff. Like I said, you could stand right here and eat a piece. Ooh, that's too hot. No, but you can't eat a piece of the milk. Anyway, it's wonderful. Well, I'm gonna try the pork chop just to see if it minded me of being good. I'm gonna test that dressing too. Oh, it's so good and so tender. The flavorings just are perfect. Well, you've got a pork chop and gravy and asparagus. That's a good supper. Well, it's the end of the show. We've got our meal fixed for tonight. And always like, share, and subscribe. And remember the joy. We love you. See you soon.